What we got on the menu today? Hey, look, man, we got some breaking news to report. So let's get straight into it. So look, y'all, news broke 2 days ago. Well, really, I broke this news about 3 weeks ago, bro. I broke this news about 3 weeks ago that Pooh Shiesty was released from jail and he was in a halfway house. Dig what I'm saying? But Pooh Shiesty just got on the internet, y'all. Pooh Shiesty just got out of federal prison, and now he is on the internet, bro. Dig what I'm saying? Pooh Shiesty was seen at some house having a welcome home celebration with Big 30 and all Pooh Shiesty homies. Dig what I'm saying? But a lot of people are wondering, like, how did Pooh Shiesty get out of jail so quick? Dig what I'm saying? Like, Pooh Shiesty wasn't supposed to get out for another few years, but Pooh Shiesty got released. Now, if y'all remember, when Pooh Shiesty got sentenced, it was some things going around about Pooh Shiesty doing a profit. Dig what I'm saying? Pooh Shiesty and his co-defendants all did a profit. So it was a lot of hearsay that Pooh Shiesty might have cooperated. So what we gonna do is we're going to break this down from the beginning. We're going to tap in with 1090 Jake and listen to what 1090 Jake had to say when Pooh Shiesty first got sentenced. And then we're going to react to Whack 100 breaking down everything that happened. Check it out, y'all.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, and I'm rocking with y'all. Y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty being sentenced to 5 years in federal prison. 4/20/2022, Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty stood in a Miami federal courtroom as a judge sentenced him to the next 63 months in federal prison. Shiesty was given credit for the time already spent in the federal facility, pushing his release date closer to just over 4 years. While still a major blow to the rapper's career, it was a plea deal that spared Shiesty a possible life sentence. As part of the plea deal, like anyone else, you have to admit guilt. So Shiesty admitted to his participation in 3 crimes. The first was in October of 2020. Down in Miami, more specifically the Bay Harbor Islands, 2 men were shot and robbed for marijuana, codeine, and sneakers. They were supposed to be meeting Shiesty, and from the surveillance video, things took a turn when 2/3 of the people there took out guns. According to the arrest report, the victim said he was in the green McLaren with Shiesty when 2 men got out of another vehicle with guns and approached. The victim said Shiesty told him to get out of the car, and as he was getting out, he was shot in the ass. The second victim said he was walking back to his car when he heard 2 gunshots and fell to the ground.
Now, hold on. We're going to pause for a second. Now, what 1090 Jake is saying, bro, he breaking down exactly what Pooh Shiesty got convicted of. Dig what I'm saying? Now, y'all gotta rewind a little bit, bro. When Pooh Shiesty committed this crime, bro, he was on top of the rap game, bro. This is when Pooh Shiesty had just released that song with Durk, Back in Blood. Dig what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all remember Back in Blood, bro. Everybody was rocking with Back in Blood, bro. Dig what I'm saying? Like, Pooh Shiesty is the nigga who started the Shiesty mask, bro. Pooh Shiesty influenced a whole generation of YNs to wear those Nike masks. Dig what I'm saying? So Pooh Shiesty was on top of the world when he caught this case. This goes to show you that a lot of rappers is just crash outs, bro. Like, why would you be going to pick up some drink and pick up a little weed to blow on, bro, and decide to rob the nigga and pop the nigga, bro, in broad daylight, bro? This nigga Pooh Shiesty and his homies popped the nigga and robbed the nigga in broad daylight in Miami. Also, these niggas was in a yellow McLaren, bro. Like, y'all thought y'all wasn't gonna get caught, bro? Like, come on, man. Y'all niggas gotta think better, bro. Like, that's the problem with these young rappers, bro. These young rappers do not... They don't humble themselves, bro. They don't seem satisfied with the life that they have, bro. Like, they get blessed with these opportunities and they just ruin them, bro. Keep going, Jake.
Victim number 2 then said he looked at Pooh Shiesty, who was in the driver's seat of the McLaren, and Shiesty pointed in a
Hey, Reese, I appreciate you pulling up.
assault rifle at him, saying, "Don't try it, don't try it," just before driving away. May 30th, 2021, according to the arrest warrant, Pooh Shiesty had just performed at the King of Diamonds strip club in Miami and was being escorted out of the club by security just before 4 a.m. An unknown person in the crowd allegedly knocked the money out of one of Pooh Shiesty's back pockets, and the crowd excitedly began trying to pick up all the cash. It states Pooh Shiesty became angry, jumping back on stage trying to see who was grabbing his money. A security guard became aware of a firearm seen in the rapper's waistband, telling the rapper to hide the firearm and going as far as even putting his hand on Pooh Shiesty's hand to prevent him from taking the weapon out of his waist. As Pooh Shiesty was being escorted out of the club a second time, he can be seen producing the firearm and appears to be cocking the weapon back on video before he walks off camera, in which a single shot can be heard. That shot struck.
So look, hold on, y'all. We gonna pause right there, bro. We not even 3 minutes into this video, bro, and you already done heard of 2 times Pooh Shiesty done let that fire go, bro. 2 times, bro. Now, just like I said, bro, we gotta rewind, bro. At the time of both of these crimes that he committed, bro, Pooh Shiesty was on top of the rap game, bro. This nigga had one of the #1 songs in the country, bro. He had Back in Blood with Lil Durk, bro, and that's when Lil Durk was on fire, bro. That was right after Von passed away. Durk was on fire, and Pooh Shiesty was on fire as well, bro. Like I said before, bro, Pooh Shiesty influenced a whole generation of YNs to wear these Nike masks, bro. That's why they call them Shiesty masks, because of Pooh Shiesty. Now, both of these situations happened in Miami, bro. Now, you got to think about this, bro. He already got away with robbing a weed man in broad daylight and getting the weed man shot, bro. Right? Broad daylight in Miami, bro. You get away with that. Then you go to the club on another day and pop a nigga in the club, bro. Like, you just asking to go to jail, bro. You just asking to go to jail, bro. You are not appreciating the blessings that you have, bro. That's why a lot of these young rappers go to jail, bro, because they be trying to live out what they rap about, bro.
Got in the ankle. The guy told police when he saw the rap.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe when y'all pull up, man. I appreciate y'all pulling up, man. We breaking down this Pooh Shiesty situation. How did Pooh Shiesty get out of jail, bro? Did Pooh Shiesty tell, bro? He definitely took a profit. We gonna break it down.
Taking the firearm out, he jumped out of the line of fire, in which he described as saving himself from being shot in the torso. A witness would go on to tell police the rapper handed the weapon off to another man that fled the scene, and as police arrived, Pooh Shiesty was already gone, having left in a Cadillac Escalade. The third incident, Shiesty was sitting inside of a car at a Memphis gas station when someone in the car began shooting. One of the charges that stemmed from these incidents left Pooh Shiesty looking at up to a life sentence in federal prison. But with the plea deal, all 3 of those charges were dropped. Shiesty was convicted on conspiring to possess firearms and furtherance of crimes of violence and drug trafficking. In simpler terms, he possessed what law enforcement believed was a Draco, while 2 men were robbed and shot for their drugs. Now, Pooh Shiesty does have 2 co-defendants in this case, one of which changed his plea to guilty on the same day as Shiesty back in 2021. It isn't known if the other co-defendant has followed suit or plans to take it to trial, but he stands accused of exiting a Maybach and attempting to rob one of the victims for his jewelry when the victim fought back. That's when Shiesty is believed to have shot the victim in the ass with a .7.62. So while convicted, Shiesty's sentence was definitely a win in court due to the fact that prosecutors were seeking 8 years. And with the year's credit, Shiesty will have to complete 85% of his sentence before he'll be released. Now, like I said, any amount of time...
So look, y'all just heard that breakdown, bro. Y'all heard all those things that the feds, not the state police, bro. We talking about the FBI, bro. The feds had Pooh Shiesty red-handed on all these instances, bro. The situation with the weed man, the drink man, whatever, in Miami in broad day when Pooh Shiesty them getaway car was a yellow McLaren. Like, who think they gonna get away in a yellow McLaren in broad day in Miami, bro? You think ain't nobody see you, bro? You think they don't have surveillance footage, bro? Like, come on, bro, cut the cap. But look, the next situation that happened in the club in Miami, bro, all this was on camera too, bro. The police had all this information, bro. These videos was on Instagram probably a day later, bro. Dig what I'm saying? So, and then he had a situation in Memphis at the gas station where he pulled the fire again. So you got all 3 of these violent acts and a nigga only get 4 years, bro. 4 years, bro. Dig what I'm saying? Like, the feds don't just be giving out 4 years like that when you got violence, bro. Dig what I'm saying? So now we gonna get into Pooh Shiesty paperwork, bro, because Pooh Shiesty took a profit, bro. Anytime you hear the word profit, bro, you automatically feel like a nigga cooperated, bro, because to have a profit, bro, you are sitting down with the federal government, bro. That's what a profit is, bro. A lot of people call the profit the queen for a day. And the reason they call niggas a queen for a day, bro, is because you sit in that interrogation room with them federal agents and you spill your guts, bro. You have to tell those federal agents all the crimes you committed up until that day, bro. You can't leave anything out, bro. And if you do leave anything out, bro, your plea deal gets thrown out the window, bro. And they can sentence you to your original sentence, bro. So you can't leave out no names, no nothing, bro. You got to tell all the crimes you committed and all the people who committed these crimes with you, bro. Now, we finna break this down now, bro. Like, back about a few months ago, Whack 100, me, and the rest of the exposers, bro, 600, Prince, Lavish, we all sat down with Pooh Shiesty lawyers, right? And I'm finna play this audio for y'all right now so y'all can hear what his lawyer had to say about these snitch allegations. Dig what I'm saying? Here we go, y'all. Shout out my boy Ray Gill, too. This is his content. Shout out my boy Ray Gill.
They're carefully engineered solutions based on
Pooh Shiesty caught a case 5, 6 years ago, whatever long, it's been gone for years, it's on his way home. This is one of those situations that's a little touchy to me because I know him, I know his family, I know the label we signed to, but I also understand the streets and I understand these YouTubers and the narratives and what they're reading. And sometimes there's other multiples to what you're reading. Sometimes you can't just stop on the surface, especially if there's something else behind it that changes the whole narrative of what you're reading, right? So, to my understanding, let me make sure I'm right. Pooh Shiesty, there's a statement in this document that says, in this case, there was a very strong factual proffer made by the government. Okay? And the world, the streets, when they hear proffer, right, automatically assume cooperation. And I'm going to tell you why. If one goes to Google and puts in government factual proffer, the verbiage of that is a government factual proffer is a meeting between a criminal defendant or witness and the government where the defendant shares information with the government in exchange for limited immunity, right? Now, in the world of YouTube land and the world of the streets, Napoleon, all of y'all don't know, Napoleon is Pooh Shiesty's actual legal attorney that handled this case. So he has more in-depth paperwork, more in-depth information than what I consider to be shallow, right? The words I read in the document I got from Pooh Shiesty's father, and then the definition I just gave you is a simple Google definition. Didn't come from legal, didn't come from anything like that, a DOJ, nothing like that. Now, Napoleon, can you, the first thing I read, I want you to authenticate, right, that is a line in Pooh's document. In this case, there was a very strong factual proffer made by the government.
That's not a line in any document that I've seen. Okay, so what you're talking about is that...
Let me get this to you, brother, because I got this from his father, right?
It's skipping the ads, y'all.
Right, this document came from his father, so I want to send it to you. When we're done with this today, one way or another, I want it to be closure. Right?
Right.
We represent a movement called the Exposers, and we're not here just to expose people on bad shit, but we're here to clear things up. People. So did you see the text I just sent you? Yeah. Okay, that's what I got sent this morning from his dad. So I really want you to authenticate that is some documents from Pooh Shiesty's case.
Okay, so what you're looking at right now is that this is, I don't know if this is a document in his case, but this looks like a legal filing by an attorney, and it just says, in this case, there is a very strong factual proffer made by the government, and the appellant's sworn adoption of this proffer also clearly establishes his guilt of the killing of David Jones. Pooh Shiesty wasn't on trial for the killing of David Jones, so I don't know specifically where this document came from in the case.
Now, Napoleon, this is why I need his dad here, because when I got a call this morning and woke up, these are the things that was sent to me, right? And I hate to say it, but if this is a document that has nothing to do with Pooh Shiesty's case, now the question is, why did he send this to me? Because even with that verbiage, as you're looking at it, it's not in favor of Pooh. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So look, hold on. We're going to pause for 1 second, bro. We're going to actually read Pooh Shiesty's factual proffer, bro. The United States of America versus Lontrell Williams Jr., defendant. That is Pooh Shiesty. The United States of America, Lontrell Williams Jr., defendant Pooh Shiesty, and the defendant's counsel agree that had this case gone to trial, the United States would have proven the following facts, among others, occurred in Miami-Dade County in the Southern District of Florida, elsewhere, beyond a reasonable doubt, and that such facts are sufficient to establish the defendant's guilt as to the offenses charged in this indictment. From or around January 2019 or earlier, continuing to at least July of 2021 or later, Lontrell Williams Jr., a.k.a. Pooh Shiesty, participated in a group with Bobby Brown that conspired to use or carry firearms during and in relation to and to possess firearms in the furtherance of drug trafficking crimes and crimes of violence. See, that's the problem right there, bro. This is a factual proffer, bro. Pooh Shiesty should never be mentioning another nigga name in his proffer, bro. This is bad work, bro. And I don't care if them niggas agreed or whatever they did, bro, because Bobby Brown was actually on that interview with us, bro. You're not supposed to mention another nigga name in your paperwork, bro. You can do a factual proffer without mentioning niggas' names, bro. Pooh Shiesty should not have mentioned nobody's name. And as y'all gonna hear in this audio, bro, his lawyer gonna say some wild shit, bro, that make Pooh Shiesty look even worse, bro. His lawyer gonna say basically, you know, man, when you locked up, you'll just sign anything to get out of jail. No, bro, no, bro, no, bro. Niggas ain't just signing anything, bro. If that's what your client did, bro, you not a good attorney, bro. You is not a good attorney, bro, at all. Now, we gonna keep going. Through Williams Jr.'s participation in the conspiracy, he met Jaden DeRosa while traveling with Brown and other associates to Miami-Dade County in October of 2020. During the course of the conspiracy, Williams Jr. and his co-conspirators used the social media platforms to discuss distribution of marijuana along with access to firearms and ammunition. Examples of Williams Jr.'s activity in the conspiracy. On July 7th, 2020, in Memphis, Tennessee, Williams Jr., a.k.a. Pooh Shiesty, threw fireworks at a gas station facility. Subsequently, Williams Jr. entered a vehicle which returned to the scene. When the vehicle occupied by Pooh Shiesty arrived at the gas station, an occupant of the vehicle discharged a firearm at the business before speeding away. On October 9th, 2020, in Bay Harbor Island, Florida, Williams Jr., Brown, DeRosa, and other associates arrived at a meeting to acquire marijuana, codeine, sneakers. During this meeting, Members of the group brandished firearms and assaulted victim number 1 and 2. Following the assault, the group departed the scene with the victims' marijuana, codeine, and sneakers. On May 30th, 2021, in Miami-Dade County, Florida, Williams Jr. assaulted a victim with a firearm at the King of Diamonds Gentlemen's Club. The facts described above are not intended to be a complete recitation of the facts of this case and are merely intended to form a basis of the defendant's knowing, willful, and intentional plea of guilty. And you have Pooh Shiesty's name signed on here, and you have Bradford Cohen signed on here. Now look, y'all. Let's just wipe away the part about Bobby Brown, because that's his partner, bro. Let's say Pooh Shiesty and his partner did agree to do these plea deals, right? I still feel like it's telling because you ain't supposed to mention no nigga name, right? But Pooh Shiesty, in this factual proffer, admitted he was going to buy marijuana, codeine, and sneakers from these victims, right? The sneakers are legal. The marijuana and the codeine are not legal, bro. That's telling on the victims, bro. You could get them victims, they could start getting investigated, bro. You could get them victims investigated for drug trafficking by saying you were going to buy drugs from them, bro. That is telling, bro. That is long tail behavior, bro. Like, Pooh Shiesty can't explain this, bro. He cannot explain this, bro. That part of the factual proffer, he can't explain it, bro. He can't explain it at all, bro. And y'all just heard it right here, bro. Now we're going to go back to WAC 100 and the rest of us exposers as we breaking down this whole paperwork situation with Pooh Shiesty lawyer.
So I'm sorry, go ahead. Break it down. I want you to break it down to its goal. Do your research, because I know you have since went and pulled everything. And let's hear the legal out, right? And then we can have a conversation if there's something in there that there's a discrepancy with. We've already established that the form I was sent this morning from Pooh's dad is not Pooh's case. Is that right, Mr. Napoleon?
That's correct. So let me actually read you the factual proffer that was used in the case. It says that the United States of America and the defendant's counsel. My name is Ty. My proudest father.
Y'all know how the ads be, man. Y'all know we finna skip right through them ads, bro.
Agree that had this case gone to trial, the United States would have proven the following facts, amongst other, occurred in Miami-Dade County, Southern District of Florida, and elsewhere, beyond a reasonable doubt, and that such facts are sufficient to establish the defendant's guilt to the offenses charged in the indictment. So that is a quote directly from the factual proffer in Pooh Shiesty's case and his co-defendant Bobby Brown's case. Every single defendant in federal court, if they want to plead guilty to the offense charged, they have to sign a factual proffer statement because the courts require defendants to admit to their guilt if they're pleading guilty. Okay, if the defendant will not admit to the factual proffer, the judge will force them to go to trial. So the factual proffer is necessary just to plead guilty in the case.
Okay, so we agree.
Hold on, we gonna pause right there. Y'all just heard what his attorney said. Y'all just heard what Pooh Shiesty attorney said, bro. He said the factual proffer is necessary to do a plea agreement, bro. That is cap, bro. That is all cap, bro. This attorney does not know what he's talking about, bro. Y'all just heard me read Pooh Shiesty's whole plea agreement and his factual proffer right here live, bro. And in Pooh Shiesty's factual proffer, bro, he admitted his guilt. True. Yes, he admitted his guilt, bro. And that is true. All his other two co-defendants, they got the same language in their factual proffer, right? But the thing that got Pooh Shiesty and DeRosa and Bobby Brown is they told on the victims, bro. They told on the victims, bro. They said they was going to buy drugs from the victims, bro. You can get the victims indicted or investigated for drug trafficking, bro. Those are not legal things that y'all went to purchase from those guys, bro. Y'all niggas is rats, bro. Y'all niggas is long tails, bro. And I don't care if y'all got tricked or what, bro. Pooh Shiesty, Bobby Brown, and LaRosa, all three of them niggas is rats, bro.
We find the factual proffer. We can agree on that.
Of course, just like every other the defendant who pleads guilty.
Okay. Now here's the thing. If you guys see Baby Runner Poppy, bring him up. Here's the thing, right? And I know you're on the legal side.
Right.
On the street side and prison side of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And before I go further, the proffer, is it sealed? Is it something that nobody can see?
See, now there you go. So you're listening. It's interesting that you use those words.
I'm asking you.
No, I know, but I want to answer that. It's a two-part question. Because the factual proffer for purposes of a plea is not sealed. That is a court record. It's a public document. If someone was cooperating with the government and gave a proper statement to the government, that document would be sealed and is not a public record.
I'm glad you said that, because what I'm getting to is when we see safety valve or we see proffer, right?
Right.
The reason why they automatically find you guilty in the courts of the political aspects of the streets and prison is because we can't see what you said.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Hold on. The only thing though with Pooh Shiesty's proffer and Bobby Brown proffer and Jaden DeRosa proffer, bro, we see what y'all niggas said, bro. And y'all niggas told on the victims, bro. Like, I ain't never seen nothing like this, bro. I ain't never seen nothing like this, bro. How y'all niggas telling on the victims that y'all went and robbed and shot, bro? Like, that don't even make no sense, bro. I don't even think the victims cooperated against Pooh Shiesty them, bro. Now look. Is y'all gonna select the politic this though, bro? Is the industry gonna select the politic for Pooh Shiesty, bro? Is y'all gonna select the politic for the CEO of the Chopper Gang, bro? Guess what, y'all? The CEO of the Chopper Gang, Pooh Shiesty, he a rat, bro. He a long tail, bro. He cooperated against 2 victims, bro.
You just gave me 2 examples of if you gave up information or snitched, right? Then that proffer, correct me if I'm wrong, that proffer would in fact be sealed.
Correct.
Okay. This type of proffer that Pooh Shiesty signed to, which you're saying your client just signed to admitting to his crime only, right?
Right, correct.
It's available.
I cannot believe.
Hold on, y'all. These ads, man. Y'all know how these ads go, man. We finna skip right through them, bro. We finna skip right through these ads, bro.
That is a public record, and you can actually see what's written in the factual proffer. I want to correct something too. So there is a safety valve, and I want to. This is something.
Okay, stop right now. Are you saying? Because a lot of people, we gotta know, we understand it. My panel understands it, but we got a lot of people in chat. So you're saying Pooh Shiesty does have a safety valve?
No, I'm not saying that Pooh Shiesty has a safety valve.
Okay.
I'm just about to correct your contention that if a person cooperated with the government, that's the only way you can get safety valve. People can get safety valve without cooperating with the government. Like, for example, if you're a first-time offender and you don't have the requisite criminal history points, you can get safety valve just because you don't have a criminal history. So
let me add to that. There's 5 stages, and I learned this from my guy, Baby Runner. There's 5 points to a safety valve. A, that you do not have a prior criminal record. B, you're not head of the criminal organization.
Correct.
C, there was no violence in the crime. D, you took your plea in a timely manner.
Correct.
And E, the 5th one is you cooperated with the government. Those
That
are
is
the 5 elements.
Right. So
Find the book.
no, that's not accurate. There are plenty of people who did not cooperate with the government that did not, that are still eligible for a safety valve. So you can get a safety valve as a first-time offenders. As a matter of fact, a lot of people get safety valve for certain type of cases where it's not related to violent crimes or drugs or things like that.
it's inaccurate to say that somebody got a safety valve, and that means that they cooperated with the government. All that means is that. Go ahead.
We can't see what statement, and if you can you pull the document that I know you have, right, to show that unlike others being sealed, Pooh's statement to his statement on himself is actually available, because I'm sure you would have it, right?
Yeah, so it's on the Clerk of Court's website. I don't know if I can publicly put it on a platform because
you have a docket number.
Okay, so look, y'all. Look. Y'all hear what Pooh Shiesty lawyer saying, bro? Y'all just heard me read the plea agreement and the factual proffer of Pooh Shiesty, bro. Jaden DeRosa and Bobby Brown, which is his co-defendants, got the same exact plea agreement and factual proffer. Pooh Shiesty attorney is saying, I don't know if I could put this paperwork on a public platform, bro. It's public information, bro. What are you talking about, bro? All you need is a Pacer account, bro. Like, where did you buy this lawyer at, Pooh? Where did you get this lawyer at, Pooh Shiesty? Did you buy this lawyer on TikTok Shop, bro? Because this lawyer is making you look way worse, bro. This lawyer is making Pooh Shiesty look more of a long tail than he already is, bro. Like, I don't get it, bro. Did you buy this lawyer on TikTok Shop for $25, bro? Because this nigga don't know nothing, bro. We know more than this attorney, bro. We could have defended you better than this attorney, bro.
The docket entry number.
Give the people the docket number. That'll fight for it.
And I wanna make something clear too. Every single defendant in this case signed the same factual proffer. Okay?
We get that.
Huh?
We get that, but there's been cases where every single defendant signed the proffer and all of them told too. So, and we're not concerned with the other ones. We just concerned personally with.
And hold on, we're gonna pause right quick. And that's the case with this situation, bro. That is the case with this situation, bro. Y'all just heard what Whack 100 said, bro. It's situations where all the defendants, all three did factual proffers, right? But they all still told, they all still cooperated. That is this situation, bro. All three of these niggas said the same thing about the victims, bro. All three of these niggas told on the victims, bro. Pooh Shiesty told on the victims, bro. Bobby Brown told on the victims, bro. And DeRosa, LaRosa, whatever his name is, bro, he told on the victims as well, bro. All three of them made factual proper statements saying that the victims was drug trafficking, bro. That's what they said, bro. And then you got this TikTok Shop lawyer that Pooh Shiesty bought on TikTok Shop that ain't making it no better, bro. Pooh Shiesty is officially a long tail, bro. Like, we finally got to the bottom of it, bro. See, we was looking in the wrong place, bro. We was thinking Pooh Shiesty might have cooperated on Bobby Brown or LaRosa, bro. But that ain't the case, bro. You right, Pooh. You didn't tell on your partners, bro. But what you niggas did, bro, you three niggas came together and y'all told on both of them victims after y'all robbed them and y'all shot them, bro. Y'all three niggas is long tails, bro. All three of y'all niggas is rats, bro.
Really help everybody, so when this comes up, people could go read for themselves that Pooh's information, unlike others, right, is available. Like Blue the Bitch, he did a safety valve, but
no, he did not get safety valve. I want to be clear about that.
No, Blue the Bitch got a safety valve.
Oh, Blue the Bitch, I'm sorry. I was trying to type in.
When we go to look for the statement, is not available. Right? So we do know Pooh Shiesty did not have a safety valve. He just has this stage of a proffer, but his proffer is available for people to see what he actually signed and what statement he gave. And the statement he gave was him admitting guilt for his personal crime, correct?
Exactly. That's correct.
Okay, so you can give the people like a docket number and a location that you funded, that would definitely help us.
Give me 30 seconds, I'll tell you right now.
Got it.
Hey, Ghost, you looked it up?
Where's Ghost? Is Ghost here?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Did you look it up?
Ghost, you following with,
you gonna give us the website right now? Yeah, I hear exactly what he's saying. I'm following. And I want to go one further for y'all too, by the way.
Well, that's what we here for, brother.
In this particular case, there is a transcript of the sentencing hearing, okay? So at sentencing, I can guarantee you this, that had Pooh Shiesty cooperated with the government, he would be jumping up and down about how he works the government and all these things, and all that would be in the record of the sentencing transcript when he got sentenced to prison. But none of that is there. None of it is about him telling on somebody else. None of it is about him cooperating with the government. I was at all of the hearings, and I'm telling you for a fact, nobody in this case cooperated. Shiesty didn't cooperate. His co-defendants didn't cooperate. Nobody cooperated.
Cap, bro. You are capping, bro. This TikTok shop lawyer, bro, he capping, bro. And we got the facts right here, bro. I just read the paperwork to y'all, bro. Pooh Shiesty's TikTok shop lawyer is capping, bro. Like, why would you come up here and cap like that with the exposers, bro? Why would you do that, bro? And you know we dig into paperwork, bro. Y'all almost got away with it, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all niggas some slick, elusive niggas, bro. Pooh Shiesty, Bobby Brown, and LaRosa, bro. Yeah, they some slick niggas, bro. Because we was looking in the wrong place, bro. Them niggas did not tell on each other, bro. Them niggas told on the victims, bro. Victim number 1 and victim number 2. That's who Pooh Shiesty, Bobby Brown, and LaRosa told on, bro. And this TikTok shop lawyer that they decided to hire ain't make it no better, bro. Them niggas is long tails, bro. Them niggas is long tails, bro. And this about to go viral, bro. All the rappers, bro. All y'all street nigga rappers and shit like that, bro. Y'all niggas gotta stay away from Pooh Shiesty, bro. Y'all gotta stay away from Pooh Shiesty, bro. Any nigga that said something about Gunna, bro, and all Gunna did was say, yes, ma'am, bro. If y'all niggas do a song with Pooh Shiesty, bro, y'all niggas is selective politicians, bro.
I'll send you the transcript of the sentencing hearing. I hear a backdrop. I don't know if that's me or somebody else.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'll give the docket entry number for the sentencing transcript too, just in case anybody's interested in reading it. Because I'm telling you right now, there's nothing in there whatsoever. It was like, oh yeah, we cooperated with the government, so therefore we're eligible for, as you put it, the safety valve, and therefore we should get a lighter sentence.
Well, let me clear that up.
Right.
Nowhere in Pooh Shiesty's paperwork.
This might shock you, but 50 years old, no
Here go these ads, y'all. Y'all know how the ads do, man. We finna skip right through these, bro. Let's go. Shout out my boy Ray Gill, spin the block, nigga.
See, phrase or term safety valve. Right? Let's clear that up. What we did see was, let me make sure I'm dead on spot. With this terminology, and this would spark the interest of everybody. What we did see was a government factual proffer, and that's what you're clearing up, what that really means. And the government factual proffer in Pooh Shiesty's situation, unlike other proffers, is available public record where you can actually see everything that was said and everything that was agreed upon and signed off by Pooh Shiesty. Am I correct?
That's correct.
There we have it. So, he's going to provide the docket number and the location to everybody down in the booth, to everybody out in blogger land, YouTube land. So that way, when this young man come home, right, he can jumpstart, get back to his career, his family, his loved ones, and you don't have to deal with this.
No, Wack. He got to deal with this, bro. We just cracked the case, bro. He got to deal with it, bro. We just cracked the case since he came home, bro. 2 days after Pooh Shiesty get released from jail, bro. Now we got the information, bro. Now we got the facts in line, bro. We was looking at the wrong niggas, bro. Pooh Shiesty did not tell on his partners, bro. Kudos to you, Pooh Shiesty. You ain't tell on your partners. But what Pooh Shiesty and his partners did do was they told on the victims, bro. This is basically what they did, bro. They got in that interrogation room, bro, and the feds put everything on the table, bro. And the feds was like, We got y'all shooting these niggas. We got y'all robbing these niggas. Y'all niggas finna get life, bro. We finna Rico y'all niggas. Y'all niggas is Chopper Gang. And Pooh Shiesty was at the head of Chopper Gang. So Pooh Shiesty was looking at the most time, bro. This is what Pooh Shiesty them did when the feds came at them with that, bro. They turned around and said, hold up, hold up, hold up, bro. No, bro. Them niggas who we went to go rob, them niggas is drug dealers, bro. Them niggas is trapping, bro. Them niggas is doing illegal activity, bro. That's what Pooh Shiesty them did, bro. And it's in the paperwork, bro. This ain't no hearsay, bro. This ain't no gossip, nigga. This is all facts, bro.
Here to either show that he did wrong or show that he did nothing wrong. So his attorney is here, Mr. Napoleon. That is his attorney that saw through the whole case, and he's providing the actual docket numbers. He's providing the location where you can go see this form of Pooh Shiesty proffer. And what he's stating is that Pooh Shiesty only gave information admitting to his guilt on this particular crime, not involving anybody else. Am I right, Mr. Napoleon?
Correct. And I just want to make sure that something is clear too. So what it actually says is that the United States,
Oh, hold on, y'all. There we go.
the defendant and defendant's counsel agree that had this case gone to trial, the United States would have been able to prove the following facts that are sufficient to establish the defendant's guilt to the offenses charged in the indictment. So I just want to make sure that this is not a statement that anyone gave to the government. Nobody in this case, none of the defendants, sat down and talked to the government. This document was prepared by the government. It was reviewed by counsel, all of us.
Hey, make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe when y'all pull up, bro. I really appreciate y'all supporting me, bro. Hey, check this out, bro. We breaking it down, bro. We just cracked the code, bro. We just cracked the case, bro. Pooh Shiesty and his co-defendants are officially long-tail rats, bro. Dig what I'm saying? They did not tell on each other, but they told on the victims, bro.
We agreed, all of the defendants, that this is the factual proffer for everybody. So it begs the question, who did he snitch on if everybody signed this same factual proffer? Everybody has the same one. Everybody has a question.
Did he tell on another case? Because why would the daddy send Whack 100 some other paperwork?
That has nothing. I can tell you right now. Listen, there were a lot of cases or a lot of incidents that the government was trying to link him to. Okay, this has nothing. The only conviction that he has is in this particular case. There are no other cases. I don't know why he would send this particular document. I don't know if he sent that as an example to show what a factual proffer is.
No, but that's sweetie. He's saying that because of he basically saying he snitched to get a lower time or cooperate with the case that you're proving right now.
Right.
Let me make sure, because I was the one on the phone with him. He sent it because we were using the terminology proffer, right, Napoleon?
Right.
And he was like, no, it was a government factual proffer, meaning this was the information that the government gathered, right, and presented. So when they went and defined government factual proffer, the definition of the government factual proffer said something totally different, right? So at that point is when he got you on the phone, right? So I said, you know what? Let's just clear it up. You can put all the documents. And have you found the
I have. So the factual proffer was given on January 4th of 2022. Is docket entry number 154.
Okay, and where could the people find that?
Well, you have to have access to the federal court's online system. So anyone who has a lawyer that is licensed to practice in federal court can pull that up.
Well, can I ask you something?
Yes, sir.
Since your purpose is here to clear up, right, this misconception of what this type of proffer is, would you be willing to provide the documents so we can just let people notice what it is?
Right. So, like I told you before, I have to be careful about what I can and cannot provide, especially from the government's database. But I'll tell you this: we ordered the sentencing hearing transcripts. We paid for that out of our own money. Okay. So I can provide you with the sentencing hearing transcripts where you can see for yourself.
But sweetie, you have to understand you have to provide every single thing.
Y'all gotta excuse Loose Longtail, bro. We found out Loose was a Longtail, bro. Loose is not a part of the exposures, bro. Loose Longtail Cannon, the cooperating Crip, is not a part of the exposures, bro. And he is dealing with Rolling Rat, bro. That's what Loose Longtail is, bro. He from Rolling Rat Crip, bro. That's what Loose Longtail said, bro.
How can we go on record and say that he did not tell if we only can give half of it?
Right? I'm asking you, right?
Right.
The document that Pooh Shiesty gave the factual proffer on about his involvement.
Correct.
Right?
Hold on, we gonna pause, bro. Y'all gotta pay attention to this TikTok lawyer, bro. Pooh Shiesty got this lawyer off a TikTok shop for $25. Y'all can go in there and get the lawyer too if y'all want to. But if y'all got a case and y'all hire this nigga, bro, you going to jail for life, bro. I don't care if it's a speeding ticket, bro. This nigga do not have no wins under his belt, bro. He ain't even get a win with Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty still went to jail. After all that cooperating, he still did 4 years, bro. Dig what I'm saying? So this lawyer is not credible, bro. This lawyer still has not gave us no paperwork, bro. What was your point of coming up here if you ain't bring no paperwork, bro? This lawyer is underprepared, bro.
Clear. Right? Could you provide me with that document? Right? Me personally, so I can, it doesn't have to be right now, it could be after we're done. Because, what I'm saying is, if it's in favor of Pooh, then I don't think that should be a problem.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
No, of course.
Okay.
Right.
All right, so we'll handle that.
And I'm telling you, I will one up you. I will give you the full sentencing transcript where you can see for yourself. I'm on there, Sam Zangane's on there, Brad Cohen was on there. We were a team together that represented these individuals. Nobody is going to say that they should have received a lower sentence because they cooperated with the government. This is
Did he get the mandatory minimum or did he get below?
So the government was basically trying to make this into a Hobbs Act robbery. They wanted him to go to jail for 20 years. So what we did is
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
we went to Memphis. We went to all these other places to make sure that we understood all the different cases, all the different events that they were trying to tie them to. And so we did our homework, we did our due diligence, and we got a very, very good result for all of the individuals who were involved.
Hold on. Basically what that attorney is saying, bro, and I'm reading between the lines, bro. You ain't smarter than me, bro. This ain't no TikTok shop lawyer smarter than me, bro. This what this lawyer saying, bro. He making all these blurred lines and all these smoke and mirrors saying they went to Memphis and did all this investigation to try to see what type of other cases they was trying to attach Pooh Shiesty and the Chopper Gang. That's cap, bro. That is cap, bro. They came up with a story. They came up with a game plan, bro. The coach called a play, and the coach was Pooh Shiesty. That was the quarterback, bro. They came up with a play that, look, man, we gonna cooperate against the victims, bro. Nobody ever gonna figure this out, bro. Nobody's gonna figure out that we cooperated against the victims. So now what we gotta do, y'all, We gotta find out those victims' names, bro. And y'all know the exposers is gonna do our due diligence, bro. We gonna find out who those two victims were that Pooh Shiesty and his two co-defendants told on, bro. I guarantee you this, bro. I guarantee you this, bro. After this case happened, one or both of those victims got investigated for drug trafficking, bro. And they probably got indicted, bro. Both of them niggas probably in jail right now, bro. Both of them niggas probably in jail right now, bro. And whatever indictment they got locked up for, bro, Pooh Shiesty and his two co-defendants is where the investigation started at, because them niggas told, bro.
If you look at his indictment, and if you look at the counts of the indictment, and if you look at some of the other things that the government filed and what they were trying to give him, it's telling, okay? It's very telling.
So, Napoleon, what I'm asking, right, is for which
Hey, I'm gonna pause 1 second. How ironic, bro. This TikTok shop lawyer just said, if you pay attention, it's telling. It's very telling. You right, nigga. You are at 100% right, bro. That's like the first thing that this lawyer has said right, bro. It is telling, bro. You right. Pooh Shiesty and them two co-defendants definitely told, bro. And it's very evident that they told.
you guys end up with his charges, his bottom line charges were, right?
Right.
Did he get below his mandatory minimum, or did he get mandatory minimum and above? Like what
There was no mandatory. There was no mandatory minimum. The way that it happened is that he pled guilty to one specific count in the indictment that did not have a minimum mandatory sentence. So therefore, the federal sentencing guidelines kick in, and you get to argue about what the guideline range should be.
Well, yeah. What range did he fall into? Mind me asking.
Nobody tells you this.
Here go these ads again, y'all. Y'all know we finna skip right through them, though.
Housing lottery.
Well, what the government suggested or what we suggested?
No,
What did he get?
what is
Did he
his
get
bottom
less
line?
time than everybody on the case?
No.
So what I'm asking you, Napoleon, is usually they'll say, okay, mandatory minimum 60 months, and it can range up to 98 months. I'm just giving a,
Right. What you're talking about is the guideline range.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so if you give me 1 second, I'm going to explain the charge that he pled guilty to and what the government suggested the guideline range should be. And then what we ultimately proved the guideline range was, it's going to be important so that I can explain the distinction to you.
Okay,
So
great.
just give me 1 second, let me pull it up.
No problem. Go. Did Baby Brother come in here? I see him. Okay. And to Big Bank Hank, Whack looking crazy because the lawyer's shooting down every point he's trying to make. Whack's not trying to make any points. Whack is asking the questions that the people are asking because I have legal here that can clear up more than just a blogger or some guy sitting at the corner store.
Hey, look, y'all let me know in the comment section, bro. Did this lawyer not make everything worse for Pooh Shiesty, bro? Did this lawyer explain anything, or did this lawyer just come up here and spin, bro? Did this lawyer just come up here and spin and throw a bunch of smoke and mirrors, bro? I didn't hear this lawyer stand on not one fact, bro. This lawyer didn't stand on nothing, bro. This lawyer was just running around the room, bro. That's it, bro.
So that's what Wax asking. So that way we can cover it A to Z and leave no stone unturned. That way when we leave this situation, that young man come home, whatever the outcome is of the answers and the documents provided is what it is. That's my stance in this whole situation.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm pulling it up right now. I'm just scrolling down because there was a lot of documents that were filed in this case, and we had to combat a lot of information. So I'm scrolling to try to get to the right portion. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, Yeah, so to anybody watching, like Wax said, we're here to just get the truth, whether it be to help someone or not. It ain't biased. It's not against nobody. We got his family and his team here. So we just want the truth. That's it.
That way, everybody in the world that's speaking a lie, they can come back to this link and they can hear the truth. And pretty sure whatever question or whatever somebody's saying, the attorney, Mr. Napoleon, he would have been asked that question and you would have heard him answer it and then give
So there was a superseding indictment that charged him with several different counts, and everybody with several different counts. Hobbs Act robbery, conspiracy to commit Hobbs Act robbery, and all these other things. We were going to trial. We were preparing for trial. We flew to Memphis. We flew to all these different places because the government was trying to get us to plead to something that we just were not going to do. They were, 22 years old around that age at the time, and spending 20 years of your life in jail just didn't make any sense. So, as a compromise, the government offered everybody in this case to plead to one count of conspiracy to possess firearms in furtherance of a violent and drug trafficking crime. Okay? So that's what they actually pled guilty to. Now, that particular portion of the United States Code or that particular crime does not have a specific offense level. Okay? So what does that mean? You have to look at the facts and the circumstances of the case to determine what the guideline range should be. The government was trying to hold Bobby Brown, Pooh, Shiesty, and everybody else to the firearms conspiracy charge in furtherance of an attempted murder. All right? The government was trying to say that the applicable guideline range should be 97 months. Now, again, there's no minimum mandatory penalty, but they were saying that the guideline range should be 97 months. We argue that it was not a robbery. This, at best, was an aggravated assault. And we said that the guideline range should have a lower offense level based on the fact that this is an aggravated assault. If you look at the sentencing hearing transcripts, the judge ultimately agreed with us after looking at the video that this was not a robbery. This was an aggravated assault. So therefore, the guideline range substantially decreased down to approximately 46 months, and that's what the judge sentenced them to.
So think about this, y'all. They had Pooh Shiesty and his co-defendants basically on something close to a RICO charge, bro. They had him on a Hobbs Act. They had him on aggravated assault. They had him on felon in possession of a firearm in the furtherance of drug trafficking activity. They had all these charges, bro. Then they had crimes in Memphis that the Chopper Gang was attached to, bro. Why would the government drop all those charges, bro? All those charges when these niggas looking at 20 years, life, all type of excessive amounts of jail time. Why would the judge and the district attorneys just drop their case down to one charge apiece, bro? I'm telling you why, bro. Because them niggas cooperated, bro. They cooperated on the two victims, bro. And the DEA down there in Miami probably already had their eyes on the two victims, bro, because of some drug trafficking, bro. I guarantee y'all, bro. And we definitely gonna look into it, bro. The exposures is in full effect, bro. We gonna look into those two victims, bro. And I'm inclined to believe that those two victims, after this Pooh Shiesty case, after Pooh Shiesty and his two co-defendants told on them niggas, those two victims probably got some type of drug trafficking indictment, bro.
Government was asking for a whole lot in the beginning. They changed their position, dropped down, and then the judge still ultimately agreed with us that the guideline range should be lower than what the government was suggesting because you got to get you a paid lawyer, and that's what happens when you do.
At the end of the day, in 97 months, after you guys argued what certain charges shouldn't be, what did it come down to?
To the 46 months. Actually, Pooh's was a little bit higher because he had two offenses that were on camera, and the judge found that it was a aggravated assault for the incident in Bay Harbor Islands, and then also the one that was in the Gentleman's Club.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube.
Y'all know how these ads be, bro. We finna skip right through them, though. Facts.
Oh, yeah, I definitely remember both. I'm definitely the Gentleman's Club. The Gentleman's Club was a firearms situation, correct?
Correct.
And the Harbor one was allegedly a robbery, and I think they used some type of video or picture to identify the serial number on the money, right? Am I right?
Yeah, so Pooh left $40,000 behind, and that's what we argued. We said, Judge, if this was a robbery, why would he leave $40,000 and priceless music that he actually had in his bag that he recorded behind? This clearly was a situation that got out of control. And the reality of it is that the people who he supposedly robbed actually had firearms on them. A shot went off, nobody knows what happened, and then bullets started flying. So we said, Judge, this wasn't a robbery. Who goes to a robbery in a green McLaren with $40,000 in priceless music in your bag and rob somebody over some gym shoes and some weed? That's stupid.
With all the shiesty mask.
Exactly.
With all the shiesty mask.
Right.
So look,
Right.
look. I'm glad we ending right on this, bro. I'm glad the lawyer ended on this, bro. He's saying that the two victims had firearms too, bro. That means this, bro. We gonna break this down, bro. We finna read exactly what makes Pooh Shiesty and his two co-defendants long tail rats, bro. On October, this is Pooh Shiesty's factual proffer with his name signed on it. This is his statement, bro. On October 9th, 2020, in Bay Harbor Island, Florida, Pooh Shiesty, Brown, and DeRosa and other associates arrived at a meeting to acquire marijuana, codeine, and sneakers. During this meeting, members of the group brandished firearms and assaulted victim 1 and 2. Following the assault, the group departed the scene with the victims, marijuana, codeine, and sneakers, bro. This is Pooh Shiesty saying this, bro. It don't get no more clear cut than that, bro. That's telling, bro. Pooh Shiesty and his two co-defendants told on the two victims, bro. And this lawyer that he got, bro, this lawyer that Pooh Shiesty bought off TikTok Shop, bro, he ain't making no better, bro. He did not make it no better, bro. Now Pooh Shiesty got to bring his whole proffer, bro. He got to bring the statements that he made, bro. He got to have some type of audio recording or the interrogation video or something explaining exactly what he said in that interrogation room during his proffer with the feds, bro, because that's telling. I'm gone.